Welcome students to another class of IP. So today this is part 5 video of unit number 4, that is my DBMS and MySQL. So today's topic is MySQL commands. So in previous video we have seen the data definition language, that is DDL, and in that also we have seen that create command and drop command. Now we are moving towards the third command of DDL, that is alter command. So to change the structure of a table, we will use an alter command. When a table is created, we define its structure, and we can change structure. Means when we are creating a table, we are creating the number of columns. So that number of columns is known as, and without values, that is known as structure of table, that what kind of data type it contains for that particular columns, etc. So if we want to change the structure of a table, that means if we want to add one more column to the existing table, we can change it with the help of add, or if we want to remove the structure, or we want to modify the data type, we can do all these things with the alter table statement. So alter command is used for changing the structure of a table. For example, I am giving you just a simple example. If you buy a cloth, okay, or if you buy a shirt or some kurti, something, etc., okay, then you give it to a tailor for alterations, like if you want to make it fit or loose or some modification you want in that, then you will give it to alteration. Okay, so similarly here, if we want to make some physical structural change in a table, then we will use an alter command. Okay, so syntax of alter command is given here. Alter is a keyword, and then you have to write a word table. So alter table, these words are fixed, and then you have to write the name of a table. For example, if our table was a student, so we will write alter table, and name of the table is a student. And then after that we will use two words according to our need. If we want to add particular column, then we will write add, and if we want to delete that particular column, then we will use drop. So here a syntax is given. You can use add / drop, and then you have to write the column name and give if you want to add the column, then you have to provide it data type also. In case of drop, you don't need to provide the data type. Okay, so this is about add and drop. And next second query second syntax that is given here is alter table and then table name. And if you want to change the data type of a table, then you have to use a modify command. So you will write modify and then name, column name, and new definition. For example, if you have given at the when you are adding a column, you have given a data type like integer, and now you want to change the data type to decimal. So here in new definition, you have to give the new data type. Okay, so let's understand it with an example. So see here, an example is given. If you want to add a new column that is with the name games, so you will write a command like this: alter table student is the name of the table, and we are adding a column, so we are writing add command. So add games is the name of the column. So this game column, we want to store data type as a varchar, name of the games. Okay, so we are writing here varchar, and then we are giving it a size, and then semicolon. So this command is completed. So that means we are adding a new column with a new data type. So here you can see the output. Okay, by using a describe statement, we can see the structure of a table. So we are writing a command describe student, and then we will get this output as a result. So we have added a new column that is with the name games. Okay, so let's move further. So after execution of that alter statement, the game column is added and a null value is assigned to all the rows in that particular column, because we have not given any particular value for the game, so it will take null automatically. If you want to insert that, we will deal with later, but here what we are doing is we are just checking that this column is added or not, and then it will fill with a null value. So if you will write this statement select star from student, then you will see that in column null games, you will find all the values of the rows becomes null. Okay, so to change the newly added column games if you want to change the data type, so for that we have to use a modify command with alter. So we will write like this query alter table student name of the table. Okay, modify is the keyword if you want to make change in the existing column, and then we will write the name of the column, that is games. And then earlier it was varchar, now we wanted to change in integer form, so we will write integer. Okay, like this you can change the data type. Okay, for example, if you want to delete a particular column with alter table, then you have to write this command alter table student and then drop keyword and games. In drop command we don't use the data type because that is already created. For creating new for some new column we will write the data type, but for dropping we don't have to write the data type. So you directly write games and then that particular column will be dropped from the table. Clear? Okay, next command is eliminating duplicate values. For examples, here you can see that marks 1 is a column. Here you will find that many students are scoring the same marks. That means the marks values can be repeated one by one. So for eliminating duplicate values or keeping the unique values, we can use distinct command. So we will use a keyword distinct to remove the duplicate results. When distinct keyword is specified, only one instance of duplicate data is shown. So here you can see the query difference between duplicate, distinct and without distinct. So here I am writing a query select mark 1 from student. So all the marks of the students are shown here 93, 91, 93, 78, 76, 77, 65. So in this 93 is repeated twice. Okay, so if we will put distinct keyword before mark 1, so 91 is included only one time. Okay, so you, in the second query you can see that 93, then 91, then again 93 is not included because this distinct keyword, the duplicate values can be eliminated in the result. So you will get 93, 91, 78, 76, 77, 65. Okay, earlier it was 7 rows, but if we distinct, you will get only 6 rows. Okay. Next is one more example I want to take for this eliminating duplicate values. Suppose a gender column is there. So in gender column, we have kept only male female column or male female values. Okay. So in particular table, you will find many values in a row like Ishita female, Sanjay male, Priya female, Uday male. So like this you will find many entries in the table. So if you want to find out only the distinct value of gender, then you can write like select distinct gender from student. So in gender column you will get only 2 values, that is the male or female. Okay, like this you can use distinct column. Without repeated values you will get the unique values for that particular column. Okay, now next topic is arithmetic operators. We can perform arithmetic operators with select queries. Okay, it will support all the arithmetic operator like plus, minus, multiply, divide and modulus. Okay, so in SQL arithmetic operators are used addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and modulus. Modulus means remainder. When you divide something, if it is not exactly divisible, then a remainder is there. So we will not put fractional values, we will just take remainder as a answer. So that is known as modulus. Okay, so see here, suppose if I want one query is given, if I want to increase the marks of a student by 5, in that case I can write a query like this select mark 1 is the column name plus 5. Directly in that column plus 5 is added from student. So this statement will give a result like this. Earlier marks was 93, so 93 plus 5 is 98. Okay, and next column marks was 91, so 91 plus 5 96. Similarly 93 was there, so 93 plus 5 is 98. So in previous example, all the marks that were in marks 1, they are increased by 5. It is not making change in that particular value, but it is just when you will make a select query, that is when you are showing the result, then you can find that marks are increased by 5. And similarly, if I want to decrease the marks, then I can write the query like select mark 1 minus 5 from student. So it will decrease the marks by 5. Okay. So see here, arithmetic operators perform mathematical calculations. Some more examples are given here. Select. After select, we will write the name of the column, and with column name we can perform the mathematical operation, arithmetic operations. Okay. So first example is select name mark 1 is the name of the column. In that column we are adding 0.5 and we're multiplying it with the current marks from student, so it will perform that calculation. Similarly here we are selecting name column, and after name column we are selecting mark 1 column, and from that particular mark 1 we are subtracting minus 10 value from student. Student is the name of the table. Similarly we can divide also from student table. Okay, we can also write direct select query with the values, like select 71 plus 34, so it will give you the result like 71 plus 34 is written as a column name, and it will give you the result as a value. 71 plus 34 gives you 105, so 105 is the result. Okay, generally we use these arithmetic operations with column names of table. Okay, but in previous example we have used it directly, so it is up to you however way you want to use, but generally we use it with the column names to perform the whole operation on that particular column. So this subtraction we can perform with the column name, that mark 1 minus 5 from student. So like this you can implement all these queries in practical session also. Okay, whatever queries are written here, you can do it practically on MySQL, and then you can see the result. Okay, for finding particular rows from a table, for that we will use a where clause. That means for on the basis of some conditions we can use we can fetch the rows. Okay, mostly we don't want to display all the rows of a table, so certain rows can be displayed on the certain criteria, that conditions, okay, for selecting a row. So we can do that with a keyword where. So this where keyword is used to filter records. It is used to extract only those records that fulfill a specific condition. I'm giving you an example. Suppose we are having a table, so I want only the result of a person with a name Priya. So in that case I just want the result of Priya, all the values of the particular student Priya's rows. So for that I can use a where condition. So see here what is the syntax of that. So select is the keyword, and then you have to write the column name from table, and after from table you have to write a keyword or clause, that is where, and then you have to give the condition or what condition you want to fetch the result. So see here an example is given, select name comma mark 1. Name is one column and mark 1 is another column. From which table? Student table, where mark 1 is greater than 80. So we are fetching the result of the students whose marks are more than 80 with their names. So you will get a result like this: Siddharth Sehgal 93, Gurpreet Kaur 91, Monica Rana 93. So like this you will get the result of the students whose marks are greater than 80. Okay, let's proceed to column aliases. Alias means giving a nickname to a particular column. For example, we have given a name to marks as marks 1. Suppose you want to change the name of that particular column when we are displaying the command as mark secured. So that mark secured is known as alias for that column mark 1. Okay, so alias means giving a different name or alternate name to a column. Okay, so that column that we select in a query can be given a different name, that is column alias. Okay, name for output purpose. Okay, so using column alias does not rename a column. It simply displays a different column name in the output. As keyword is optional. In that we are using as keyword, but that as keyword is optional. So here I am giving you the syntax how you can write the alias in different forms. So syntax is select, you have to write, then column name, and if you want to change that column to different name, then you can write as and then that particular column name. Okay, and from table name you have to write. So here 2 or 3 columns are mentioned, so we are changing the name for 2 or 3 columns. So in output, suppose we want to display mark 1 column as mark secured in result, then you have to write a command like this. 3 commands are given, so all the 3 will work as the same. Okay, so see here, first is select mark 1. Mark 1 is the name of the column and you want to change it as mark secured, so you can directly write it in double quote and then you can write from student. So like this you can rename a column. Okay, and second way is you can use as optional keyword, that is secure, select mark 1 as mark secured from table name. or you can write marks secured without space. So here different ways are given. We can't write directly marks secured with space because it will give you error. There are some rules for writing a variable name. Okay, so if you want to write two words, then you have to separate them with underscore, or you have to just write them without the space. Okay, so this is about column alias. So like this you can give a different name to the particular column. Okay, next is relational operators. Before proceeding to relational operators, I want to tell you that this MySQL, it is pronounced as MySQL, or it can be pronounced as MySQL, SEQUEL. So sometimes you will find that it is pronounced as MySQL, or we can call it MySQL also. Okay, so let's move to relational operators. Relational operators are operators like we have seen arithmetic operators. So these are also operators, but they are used for comparing the two results, and the result that it will give is it either in a true form or false form. Okay, for example, if we are comparing two values, that 78 is greater than 76, so we can say it is true. 78 is greater than 76, so that is true. So this is comparison we are doing. Or if I am saying that 56 is equal to 56, that is also true, that 56 is equal to 56. So these are comparison operators. Okay, so the result of comparison operator is either true or false. It only gives value either in true or false value. Okay, so they are used with where clause, and you can find that here are the relational operators. One is equal to operator, and next is greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, or not equal to. Okay, so these are the relational operators. So let's see some examples. So how you will get questions in this unit, the questions you will get like this, that you have to one you will get a problem a word problem type sentence, and then you have to write query according to that. And sometimes you will get query, you have to convert it into word form. Okay, so see here, question is given. You have to display the details of students who have secured at least 93 marks from the table you will get in question. Okay, so here for displaying details of students who have secured at least 93 marks is like this: select star from students where mark secured is greater than or equal to 93, that is mark 1. Okay, so like this you can write a query. At least 93 means it should be 90 equal to 93 or more than 93. Okay, so for that we can use greater than or equal to symbol. Clear? Next, some more examples are given here, like select name comma marks from student where marks are less than 60. So it will fetch the marks that are less than 60. Okay, select star from student where name is equal to Sonia. So we are fetching a record that whose name is Sonia. Okay, similarly we are fetching roll number, name, roll number, marks from student table where roll number is less than equal to 3. Okay, next column, select roll numbers marks from student where roll number is not equal to 3. Not equal, you can see the symbol. And next query, we are fetching the name of this roll numbers and marks from students where name should not be Mahesh. That means excluding Mahesh, we want to fetch other names. Is it clear? Okay, you can perform these things on MySQL command line, so you can check the results. Okay, next type of operator is logical operators. So logical operators we are also used with where clause, and we are having three logical operators: or, and, not. You will study these logic gates in physics also in higher classes. So for understanding, just see this table, and on the basis of this table I will explain you what is or, and not operator. Okay, And means if suppose you are having two conditions, if both the conditions are true, then you will get the true result. If any of the condition is false, you will get the result as a false. That is regarding and. That means both the conditions should be true, then you will get the true result. I am giving an example for if you want to enter in your school, so school management have kept a condition that you should have your ID card as well as your uniform, then you are allowed to enter in a school. So here we are having two conditions, ID card and uniform. If you will follow one condition, you are having ID card and you are not having uniform, in that case you are not allowed to enter in a school. So that is an and condition. In and condition, both the things should be true. Okay, so if first result is true and second result is true, then the result will be true, otherwise it is false. That is in the case of and this double symbol and is used for and you can write and or you can put this ampersand symbol two times, that is equivalent to and. Okay, next operator is or means it is like either this or that. Or means if one condition is true out of two, then it will give you true result. If both the conditions are false, then it will give you false, but either one condition is true, it will give you the true result. For under making you understand this, or I'm just changing that example of entering into a school. Okay, so school found that the both the conditions are not fulfilled by the student, so they have modified the condition to to give you entry in a school. So they have told that if you are having either ID card or you are having a uniform, you are allowed to enter in a school. That means at least one condition should be true. So if you are having ID card, then you are allowed to enter, and either you are wearing uniform and you are not having ID card, then also you are allowed to enter. So that comes under the case of or. Okay, so returns true if any condition is true, and not means just the reverse. If something is true, then if you're putting not of true, then it becomes false, and something is false and you're putting not of that, then it becomes true. So change true to false and false to true, that is the not case, not operator. Okay, so see here, if any of the comparisons are true or returns true value and requires both conditions to be true in order to return true, and not negates a condition. If a condition returns a true value, then adding not, it becomes false, and if it is false, then if adding not, then it becomes true, or vice versa. Okay, so symbol for or is parallel lines, two parallel lines, and symbol for and is ampersand symbol. Okay, and this star symbol that I have told you in select star, that is known as asterisk symbol. Okay, asterisk, ASTERICK, asterisk symbol. Okay, so let's move further to see the examples of logical operators. So see here, question is given, display roll numbers and names of students who have secured marks above 70 but below 80. That is, here two conditions are given. You have to fetch the roll numbers and names of students who have secured marks above 70 but below 80. So for that, we can write this query, select roll numbers, name, mark 1 from students where mark 1 is greater than 70 and mark 1 is less than 80. Now you understood how to use logical operators. If we are having two conditions, then we can use logical operators. Okay, few more examples you can see here. We have taken an example of employee table. We have not formed the employee table, but you can see the exam queries so that you can understand, and you can create these tables and then you can insert values also. We have done this thing earlier. Okay, so you have to know how to read the queries now. Okay, so select employee number. That means suppose we are having a table employee and it is having a column employee number and employee name, and in that we want to fetch the employee, either its department is accounts or personal. Okay, that means the person should belong either accounts department or personal department. We want to fetch their records, the role, employee number and employee name. Similarly, other queries are given, just read them and try to understand them. Okay, next is thank you so much. We will continue this unit in the next class. Okay, you can perform these as a practical on MySQL command line.